Over the last few days, I've had the pleasure of having Ren Multamaki here. He's come all the way from Lapland to spend a few days here in Valencia in the studio recording videos about tolerance, his latest creation. So it was only fitting that I sat down with him and asked him a few questions about the game, why, how, what. Here's my interview. I've played Tolerance a few times now, and I have to say, for a trick-taking game, this is a very, very thematic game. So I'm kind of glad I have Ren Multamaki here, so I can ask him a few questions, starting with Ren, why do you do Tolerance at all?
Well, I'm a history aficionado, and I like to kind of combine the thematic content, and trick-taking is one of my favorite mechanics. So that kind of meant that I needed to find something where those elements could be combined in a meaningful fashion. And after reading Ken Follett's Pillars of Fire, it became evident that this is a period of time that actually provides a lot of content, a lot of possibilities, and then I had to read some more to find out the details. But I think that turned out to be an era that was just perfect for this game.
I know you've done trick-taking games with a strong theme in the past, with Black Hat and White Hat, but this particular one, it seems like the theme is absolutely all over the place with it and very much ingrained in the game. Wouldn't it have been easier to just make a different kind of game that would be easier to have the theme put into it?
Yeah, well, probably there are easier ways of doing things, but I have never been very good at doing things in the easy fashion. I think I'm rather a guy who likes challenges, and one of the challenges is that how do you combine something that hasn't been typically combined? And this is where kind of like my interest lies as a game designer, and this one in particular was a very good way of kind of combining both historical accurate data and good story, and then a gaming mechanic that, well, if not everyone knows, at least most people know. And I think this worked out quite well.
It does feel though as if Tolerance has an awful lot of scope for expansions. Is this the first of a series?
Yeah, it does look like a series, and I think we can expect more. It started with Black Hat close to 10 years ago when I designed the game for my son, and now that he has grown, I have evolved as a game designer. I think it's a natural progression that also the trick-taking games that I'm designing are having more and more thematic depth and possibilities. This Tolerance is like the first foray to asymmetric trick-taking games, and the next one is entirely asymmetric. It's called Justice, and it's set in the Factory 42 world, and we expect to see that in Q1 of 24.
Now, however, Tolerance is very complex and rich and deep kind of game. Who are the target players for this? Who is this game aimed at?
Well, the target group of Tolerance is gamers. It's not really meant for those players who would only want something that is like the easiest trick-taking games like Wizard or something. This is more or less something we assume that it's a good game for those looking for a filler, for people liking, say, medium weight games, and then again, it is something that you can teach to anyone who knows the basic trick-taking games. So it's not exactly fitting into your normal trick-taking games brackets, but I think that's something that should be said out loud.
Religion plays a massive part in the theme of tolerance, with Protestants versus Catholics and Catholics versus Protestants. Is this actually a religious game?
No, it's not a religious game. Let's make it really clear. But it's a game where religion is an element that you need to take into account, just like in history. The whole history of England is not a religious event, but a religion played a major role in the history of England, especially in the 15th and 16th century, where this game is set.
Well, I hope the Tolerance does really, really well, because it is a truly unique game in the depth it gives to the trick-taking game. So thank you very much indeed, Ren, for being with me today.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure to be here, and I hope that everyone who is listening to this will find the game interesting. We are right now in GameFound, and we hope that you will find our GameFound campaign pledge meaningful for you. And if you have any questions, you feel free to use the comment field. I am very active in replying all the comments in there. Thank you, and see you in the campaign.